Okay, welcome to week 4, and we are at the oldest fraternity at the University of Oklahoma. It's Auburn weekend, and I'm very excited to welcome all the Auburn fans in here. They were such good hosts last year at Auburn. Love it for those guys. But we have Jackson Arnold with his little baby hands coming back in here, and we really need a big win. If we don't win this weekend, this place is going to burn. So we need a big W. Let's go, Boomer Sooner, beat Auburn.
We ain't nothing, just good old boys. Coming over tonight. Do you wanna drink? Hey, do you wanna party? Hey, honey, this is old Hank, ready to get the thing started. We cooked a pig in the ground, got some beer on ice, and all my rowdy friends are coming over tonight. Just walk through the door. Got a little whirlpool just made for 10. And you can jump out and you can jump in. You can do anything that you wanna do. But don't you step on my cowboy boots. Do you wanna drink? Hey, do you wanna party? Hey, this is old Hank, ready to get the summer started. Friends are coming over tonight. Do you wanna drink? Hey, do you wanna party? Hey, hey, this is rockin' Randall Hank, ready to get the summertime started. We cooked a pig in the ground, we got some beer on ice. All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight. That's right. Come on in.
Hello, SEC. That is what you call Sooner Magic. We love it. We had no business winning this game, but we just introduced Sooner Magic to the SEC. Woo! Okay, welcome in. It's week 4. Man, this season is rocking and rolling, and here we are. OU is 3-0 to this point. And here comes Jackson Arnold and Auburn. And who better to have on the show than a true Auburn man, Auburn graduate, John Ofenlock. How you doing, buddy?
Doing fantastic. Thank you for having me here, Wes.
It's great to have an opposing fans view of this right here, and we're going to break it all down and get to that. First, let's look kind of into last week and see how everybody did. I really like how I did last week.
You did, yeah. It wasn't hard to try, right?
Yeah,
that's all you do.
Let us know.
And thankfully, my daughter hated it so much. Man, what a crushing loss that was for Tennessee. But I'm glad they didn't kick that point. That kept me perfect.
That was terrible. I'm still mad about it.
Otherwise, everybody did pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty good week.
I love how I turned my 0-5 into 7-7-1 in 2 weeks. So that
Did
means
that in
I've
a couple
gone.
of weeks.
That means I'm 7-2-1 after week 1.
Wow.
So
Right, there you go.
I've rebounded. But you mentioned earlier, thank God they don't kick the extra points in overtime, because that would have burned us on the Tennessee game. But
That would have burned.
that plus 3.5 was delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, so quick shout out. Now, you should be going to the game if you're in Oklahoma. You have no excuse. But if you aren't this weekend, that's why I have the damn store shirt on here. My friend that owns the store. It's McGee Creek between Antlers and Atoka, and they're having the first redneck regatta where they're making boats out of cardboard and duct tape. And they have like 30 entries. It's going to be a hell of a fun time. So
We're going to see
Not
things. soon,
Norman.
for sure.
you should be in Southeast Oklahoma.
Oh gosh. Okay.
All right.
Are they going to record
That
it?
being said,
I think
let's
that's going to be some
jump
good
into pick
YouTube.
one. Wait a minute. Let's jump into the trivia. Trivia
Yes.
question here.
All right.
Everybody's favorite segment here. Okay. Everybody knows that Oklahoma has 7 national titles. Let's make this clear. 7 AP national titles. How many national titles does Auburn have? We'll let the OU
Go
guys
first
answer
and be
this
wrong. I'm going to go with 3.
Kurt,
I'll go with 1.
John, what's the number?
Officially 2. We have some debates on some other numbers there.
Yeah, that's correct. So at the start of this, so Auburn has 2 AP national titles, 1957 and 2010. And then at the start of this year, I mean, they were already big winners before the season kicked off. They won 7 national titles to start the year because they went back and they claimed some in 1910, 1913, 1914,
Oklahoma
1958,
State.
1983, which 1983, I think we all remember who played in 1983, Miami and Nebraska in a hell of a game. 1993 and 2004. I'm sorry, the BCS formula didn't include you. I kind of wish it would have included you instead of OU in 2004, so we wouldn't gotten that ass whipping. But there you go.
Yeah,
There you go. Well,
Everybody wants to rack up some national championships.
absolutely.
Got to have them in the stadium.
All right, here we go, baby. First pick, my SMU Ponies +7 in Fort Worth against TCU, under over 63.5. We'll start with Kirk like we always do. Go to Mike, John, and then me. So, Kirk, what do you got?
all right. So this is the big rivalry game, right, in the DFW area. SMU, off to a little bit of a rough start. Either 0-5 against the spread. That's kind of one stat I look at. 0-5 against the spread in their last 5. Kind of had an unremarkable win last week against Missouri State, only winning 28-10. TCU, on the other hand, I think we know where we're going with this. Have covered 6 of their last 7, and they're just playing better. I mean, I didn't like how SMU played. I mean, they took that tough loss earlier in the year. I just like TCU -7. I think they're going to get that done. Obviously, it's in Fort Worth. SMU struggling. TCU -7.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. I think that TCU is just a little deeper at enough of the positions to get the win. It may end up being a push, and that's okay. I would have loved 6.5, but I think 7's the right bet, and we probably even win with it.
Yeah, I mean, as Kurt mentioned, it is a big rivalry game, iron skillet game. A lot of people, for those that don't know, it's a 1946 tradition where allegedly, some SMU fan was frying frog legs to make fun of the Horned Frog mascot, and a TCU fan recommended that the winner would get an iron skillet and then the food. There's a lot of drama with this game. I mean, TCU put up 66 points on. SMU put up 66 on TCU, and Sonny got ejected, which is the first time a Power 5 head coach was ejected underneath the recent rules of basically double unsportsmanlike conduct. But I think it's a TCU home game. They're seeking revenge. SMU has turnover issues with Jennings having 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Someone had to take TCU.
Great points.
All right, before I make this pick, I think I need a little Teharaza tequila.
That didn't work out well last time.
No, it
We're
didn't.
going to make this work out a little better this time.
You're gonna stop that one.
Just
I'll
make
put the
sure,
bottle back
Wes,
up there.
make sure you stay in your
And
chair this time.
I'm going to say I'm the only one on SMU here having any faith in the Ponies. It's the last one in the series for a while. They don't have anything else scheduled in this series in the forthcoming future. But the TCU AD is he's actually talking about it, putting it back on the schedule again. So I'm going with SMU here. I'll take the 7 points. Just gave up a terrible loss to Baylor a couple of weeks ago. Need to get back on track here. It's going to be a long season at SMU. So let's go. Pony up, boys. All right, next one. Texas Tech, plus 3.5 points at Utah. Under over is 57.5. What do you think, Kurt?
This is a tough game. Tech has gone over 8 of their last 10 games, and they are just putting up piles of points in a big way. I mean, they're calling off the dogs in the fourth quarter, putting up 65 points pretty much in the first 2 games. Utah has covered 5 straight, by the way. Utah's no easy place to play. I just think, I'm going with my gut here, but Tech, let me back up. Utah's going to have to put up a ton of points to beat Tech. Tech's going to get, 25, 30 points. So kind of leaning on the over, but I'm going to take the Red Raiders plus 3.5 on this one. I just think that that offense is just clicking. I think a lot of people are going to be on Utah. I'm just going with Tech.
Yeah, I like Tech too, especially getting points. I just think they're kind of hitting their stride right now. And Utah always seems to have like one of these games where they should win and they don't. And I'm hoping that that's going to be this one. I wanted to do the over, but there's just too much that happens in Utah that doesn't work out well for me there. So I'm going to say Tech is going to win, at least covering and with the points.
All right, this might give your guest a chance then now because I think you get 2 undefeated teams, first Big 12 play for both. I like Utah's dual threat ability from their quarterback. Their defense hopefully, helps control the clock, slows down Tech's rhythm, makes some key stops. And then again, playing in Utah, I hope it gives them a slight advantage. So give me Utah.
I hope I don't get struck by lightning for saying this, but I like oil money over church money here. So give me Texas Tech. Next one up, Michigan minus 1.5 at Nebraska. Under over is 45. What do we have, Kurt?
All right, I like the over here. 45 points. Nebraska can put it up. Michigan's going to have to put it up to beat Nebraska. The line is Michigan minus 1.5. I just like over 45. As soon as I looked at that, circled that immediately. Like I said, just because, Michigan's going to have to score. They're going to have to put up some points to cover that. So I'm looking at, kind of a, 30-21 final, something like that. So I like over 45.
I like Nebraska. I think that defense is going to just shut down the run. I don't think Michigan's going to be able to do it. Underwood's going to be great next year, not this year. And Nebraska I think they're starting to believe in Matt Rule. So I think they're gonna do it. I haven't played a lot of really deep talent yet, I know, but I think that this is a team that has something to prove, and I think they're going to go after that headless coach team and probably try and make a statement win.
I like the headless coach comment there. I kind of dump on that. So yeah, Big Ten opener. Kind of hoping Nebraska changed their game plan to make up for all the play signal callings that the Wolverines stole from them over the last number of years. Michigan's being basically coached by somebody named Biff, which makes me think of Back to the Future. So if I go Back to the Future, I look at Michigan with 11 national titles, Nebraska with 5. Give me Michigan.
Okay. I watched Nebraska play Cincinnati in that opening game, and Dylan Raiola, they were showing everything he does just to mimic
Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes. And I don't know, just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Why not get your own thing, do your own deal? So I'm going to say Dylan Raiola will grow up until he does become his own man. Give me Michigan, and let's see how that works. I don't know. Next up,
he mimics Jackson Mahomes a little more than Patrick Mahomes, sadly. So we'll see.
Next up, Florida plus 7.5 at Miami, over under 52.5. Kurt?
All right, so real easy. Florida is a mess right now. Obviously, starting the year 0-2, they just got big problems, and now they have to go to Miami on the road. I mean, my God, that's why obviously Miami's favored by what they are. Florida just can't score the football. They're having a real. I mean, I think they scored 10 points last game, and the first game it wasn't much better. I like the under 52.5. I do have a lean on Miami to cover that spread too. I'm thinking that it's like a kind of a 30-10 final. But under 52.5 only because Florida can't score the ball.
Yeah, Florida's head coach is going to be on the warm, soon to be hot seat very quickly. Miami's going to win. I believe in Carson Beck, which probably means he throws 9 interceptions, but I think that Miami's got something here. It's going to be big, loud, and I think Florida probably lays an egg here.
I hope Carson Beck does not throw 9 because I'm going to go with Miami. I think he's got their game flowing. I think they have a tremendous offensive line. Florida's got Callum Banks, who's out long-term foot injury. When they played LSU, who's was one of their key players. Big hit to their front. Give me Miami.
Florida threw 5 interceptions last week and only lost by 10 points at LSU. I don't know how that's even possible. That Florida defense is tough. That offense is a train wreck. I think I'll go with the under 52.5 here. So last game, big game.
Oh, wait. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I know Mike's trying to. Sorry.
Is this a takeover? Auburn plus 6.5 at Oklahoma. Under over is 48.5. And before I get into this fully, I have to say, John, I was there last year for that game, and the Auburn fans, the nicest fan base I've ever met. I was not expecting that at all. Great people. Even after the game, they came up to me and said, "Don't you like everything we have? And why can't we just win? Why can't we just have some fun sometimes?" But they were just great folks. So with that, Kurt, what do you think on this one?
All right, so Baby Hands is coming back to Norman. Jackson Arnold. You know what? God, there's so much to say here, but he just doesn't play well, I think, at Owen Field. He kind of has some bad mojo going on, so many turnovers. The crowd's going to be on him, huge game for us. We've been just playing so well, but that being said, we always have the inexplicable loss at home each year, it seems. And I'm concerned, but I think things are different this year. I'm feeling a different vibe. Everyone's, John Mateer, defense is just unbelievable. We lost, one of our key players in the first half. So, we were talking earlier, I think the play may be Auburn first half. I do think it'll be kind of a closer game, maybe even, the Sooners up by 3, maybe even a tie game. But in the end, OU's just too much. Minus 6.5 is my pick. I'm pretty confident about that. We were also favored by a similar number against Michigan and covered that. Just a different year, different vibe. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So, Boomer Sooner.
Yeah, I am believing in OU. They looked really good in Philly. That was fun to see. I think they looked pretty good against Michigan and could have improved and had a lot of gap that started to get filled in a little bit. I think this is going to be our toughest game by far so far. No problem. No, duh. But I am just not convinced that Auburn is quite that team. I look at Hugh Freeze and he looks like he has a heart attack every fourth play. Like, I feel bad for his cardiologist. So I think that he's going to lose the rest of his hair by about the 7th week. And I'm not convinced that Jackson Arnold finishes as quarterback for him this year. So I'm just going to lean in on OU at home, OU needing to make a big SEC win because God knows the next SEC games that are coming down the pike are big time. So I like OU to cover. And I think, honestly, I don't feel terrible about 6.5. I think I'll take that and I'll maybe do a triple down on that bet. That's how much I like it.
Oh. Yeah, I do agree. And Hugh, I hope he's taking all of his heart meds every time I watch him. You realize this is only, my understanding, the only third time that these two schools have met, and OU has won all three of those. And I was there at the Sugar Bowl in 2017, and from what brain cells I still have from watching that game, remember it was not fun to watch it. I do remember I was a guest actually of the Big 12, so I did get a chance to drink a lot of OU's booze at the after party, which was fun. Um, we talked about this earlier, but I think Auburn needs to establish the run early. They need to keep the tempo. OU, I think, is going to try to slow it down. Jackson Arnold, it makes it a great story as far as a game this week. Facing his former school gives motivation to both sides. Jackson to prove that they were, it was right for him to leave. Norman to prove that he's an idiot for leaving. So I think it's going to be a very exciting game with Mason Thomas out. Great defensive player. Hopefully gives Auburn a chance to get a little bit ahead in the first half. But I'm going to go with Auburn and the points and hope that they at least beat the spread, but definitely hope the next time they play somebody that wears red and white, they just kick their ass all over.
Like it.
All right, listen. I don't know if Jackson Arnold really has baby hands or not. I don't know how that started, Mike, but it was kind of funny, and it was one of those things where he would fumble the ball at the most inopportune times. Against Tennessee last year when we were getting back in the game,
Missouri.
he would drop it immediately, and Missouri was a disaster. And there's no doubt by the end of the year we didn't trust him to throw the ball at all. There are a lot of other factors last year with OU, with offensive line play, lazy hired offensive coordinator, all the receivers hurt. I don't blame Jackson Arnold. I hope he goes on to have a really good year at Auburn other than this game. But one of the things that we're seeing this year already that we didn't last year was the big plays, big passing plays. Jackson Arnold so far, it looks like they don't want him to throw the ball, and really you don't have to throw the ball much with him because he's a damn good runner, and the running backs are good are for Auburn are really good as well. So Jackson Arnold so far, passing plays greater than 20 yards. Jackson Arnold had 6. It's probably more than he had at OU all of last year, quite honestly. So he's probably improved. John Mateer has 18 of those passing plays more than 20 yards. That's where we want to go. I think we're going to have a big advantage in the passing game. I like Auburn's receivers, but I question how much Hugh Freeze wants Jackson Arnold to throw the ball. They'll try to run. If they're unable to run, I think that plays into our strengths. I like OU here -6.5, and I hope to God we win this, because if we don't, Norman will burn, and we will not be as nice to Auburn fans as they were to us back on the plains.
That's not true.
So,
I
I think that's just a fact. I hope it's not. Hope we don't have to come to that, but that's my thoughts there.
You have to realize that most Auburn fans actually graduated from their school. And that's one of the big differences of Auburn or Alabama.
That's an excellent point. Oh my God. Well, Wes, I was just going to add that, if it gets into that scenario where Arnold needs to put the ball down the field, maybe we get our first turnover of the season, right? We haven't had one. I mean,
that's right.
This is, if that happens, it plays into our hands there, and our defensive players are hungry.
How do we play Temple and not get a turnover? That's bananas to me.
Well, they knocked a couple of balls loose, but they didn't fall on them. And Temple was playing very conservative as well. And I think Michigan was playing. They didn't want to make mistakes. They're playing not to make mistakes, hopefully capitalize on our mistakes in the previous game. So, I mean, we'll see. This should be all out. I think this will be OU's toughest game. I think Auburn's better than Michigan.
I'll make this prediction. Jackson Arnold will fumble the ball one time, at least.
I mean, if there's a bet on that, put the house on it.
Well,
we might.
How many times
might
did he do
a
that?
side bet on that.
Let's do it, John. Let's do it. I like it.
All right.
One bottle of tequila that Wes has to drink for us.
That happened last week on the pod. Not going to do it again, boys. Cork goes back in the bottle right now.
Smart.
Wow.
All right. So these are the picks. Good kind of differentiation.
Okay. Yeah,
I was going to say I should have. Now that we're talking about Jackson Arnold, I've got one of his rarest rookie cards. Even though it's technically a college card from OU, but it's a refractor out of 5, and it's autographed, and it's graded a 10. I should have put it out here so we could see it. But that was obviously, I mean, I almost put that buried it in the backyard after what he did at OU. But, maybe if he resurrects his career, maybe I've got some value left in that. But oh boy.
If there's a coach that can do it, Hugh Freeze is a dang good coach, and
Yeah.
and he can definitely do it if Jackson works with him. And I like Jackson as a person. Last year was rough for everybody. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was young too. There was just we mentioned all the problems there, but there was a big void of leadership as well.
Yeah.
And John Mateer comes off as much more leader. He's an older guy. He's been in the fire more. I think Jackson will be a fine player, and I think he has a chance to be pretty good. So, you saw it. You saw it. Unfortunately, John, you saw it the other way around with Bo Nix starting at Auburn, and I saw his first game when he beat Oregon here.
Game.
And then he leaves he goes to Oregon and he turns it up and he's really good. And now he's starting for the Broncos. So
his first game with Auburn was fantastic though. But yeah, last minute. But so that makes me think then when we're talking about, players transferring, you've got, Arnold that went over. There was an article that came out a few weeks ago that one of the reasons Clemson has been so successful is that they keep their players. They have faith in them. They stay with them. But then you look at what happened at Clemson last week.
Yeah.
I've been
I think you're going to have
about
to
it.
change
I
your
don't have any
philosophy.
comment on it, but it's just like, I cannot imagine a coach. I think people like Saban got out at the right time that we're used to being able to go, handle it without all the millions of dollars that are flying around today.
Yeah. Exhibit A in the state of Oklahoma. What's happening at Oklahoma State right now? Mike Gundy didn't spend any money on his players, and he was very, upfront about they really don't have the money, and they may be the
State
worst
has
team
oil
right
money
now.
too.
What's that?
It's not all TCU. Oklahoma has some oil money too. They
We got a little
To
bit.
be fair, Oklahoma State did not lose last weekend. So let's be fair and give them they did not lose. So
Man, we
West
all
Bay
see
about
run
Tulsa.
over Oklahoma State every weekend. I got a lot of family watching this that is really going to hate me now.
You guys are forgetting Oklahoma State saves to have an excuse for why they don't win. Right? We know this.
they don't want to go to a deficit. They're very conservative.
crazy.
All right, boys. Appreciate it. Had a great time.
Thanks, John.
Thank you guys
Thanks,
for having
Sean.
me. Really enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun.
John, high five.
All right, Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Center.
All right, see you guys.
Thanks, guys.